Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Repentance, baby, with a 1-win streak. Don't say I never did nothing for you. We've never done True Ending Regular Lost. Alt Path Lazarus. Dude, let's try this Alt Path Lazarus strat. We're starting to, like, we're not close to beating the game. But we are, or unlocking everything at least, but we're starting to get close to the point where, like, I mean, characters that are on the easy side, they're finally getting their post-it notes complete, which I gotta say really puts into perspective, like, two things, both of which are about Cobalt Streak. One is how good at the game he is, because of the fact that it was only, like, 2 weeks after the release of Repentance that he got 100% on the save file. And the other thing, and this is not meant as a slight, that's why I put the skill part first, is like, man, my man was streaming like crazy during that opening month marathon, huh? There's like 30 characters in this game, every character involved with which has 75 things you gotta unlock on their post-it note, and that's if you win every run on the first try. Like, that's very impressive. I'm not one of those, and you know, maybe you don't see it online as much anymore, but sometimes people will try to minimize someone's accomplishment by being like, yeah, but it took them a long time. You're like, bro, that's actually even more impressive. You know, it's something requiring a lot of skill and also requiring a lot of dedication and, you know, discipline and etc., etc. That's like, it's a double whammy. I got nothing but respect. Nothing but respect for my streamer. We'll get there one day, maybe. With Curse of the Unknown here, I think you just take it. I got nothing against just taking it. If you want to take that out of context, then by all means, I can't stop you. Lord knows I've tried. I'm thinking we got an item room here that I feel strongly in my heart of hearts that we're probably going to end up getting a unicorn horn. I got nothing from an evidence-based perspective that would seem to back that up. I really do not want to use data miner. I am a fool. I thought data miner would also give us at least the notched axe for a second, but it did not. That's fine. We got a tears downgrade. I'm not sweating it. How am I doing? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Look, Baby Plum, or the Plum Flute, is not that incredible, but it's definitely a good excuse for us to get data miner out of our life here. And, I mean, it is helpful for big rooms and bosses and stuff like that. So that's how we're gonna play this one. But yeah, I'm doing well. It is it's a Wednesday. Please tell me you didn't take a hit from, the Demon Heart, and then it's gonna take you that much longer to actually de-aggro? Yeah, I think that you would have disappeared right there if it were not for the Demon Heart. So Wednesday, you know, having a good time here in the morning. Looking forward to getting the stream going later. Haven't really been up to too much, which again is pretty much par for the course. But I did, after much deliberation, I watched Inside, the Bo Burnham special. You would expect that maybe, and I can't remember, I know I've talked about it on stream. I don't know if I've talked about it in the videos yet. You would expect maybe as someone who's, like, right in that prime Bo Burnham demographic and also, you know, has, you know, worked on the internet for a long time, in a similar capacity, although much less, critically acclaimed, I suppose, that I would have, been familiar with the works of Bo Burnham, but I was not, actually. I think it's like one of those things where I always, I looked at it as like, a couple of things. One is, hey, come on, man, I grew up listening to comedians who were like older than me. Now this guy's like a year and a half younger, and all of a sudden I'm expecting him to have some, like, wisdom or insight. It was a very kind of naive, I don't know, like, superiority complex. And then secondarily, just, I think we could probably open it, but I'm not sweating it. Just like one of those things where there are contrarian instincts inside of my body, where everybody being like, you gotta watch this, my initial gut reaction, and it's better now than it used to be, but my initial gut reaction is often, I'll just never watch it then. If I can't be the person that, you know, and this is like not how I expressly feel. Like I don't think these words in my head. But this is, you know, the hypothesis. I think my actions in some situations would confirm upon some self-reflection, at least. In my head, I'm like, if I can't be the person that popularizes it, then, or is the first person who discovered this amazing thing, then the value of having watched it is somehow diminished, almost as if I have some role in its creation as a result of being the person who recommends it. Hold on. Candy Heart gives us stats when we pick up red hearts. It's awesome, right? This is what this does? It's the power of love. Don't need money, don't need fame, don't need no credit card to ride this train. So I think there's a skepticism there, honestly. And then I watched it, and honestly, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was like, I haven't watched a lot of media that came out in 2021. Unless you count the new season of 90 Day Fiancé. I would definitely say better than the new season of 90 Day Fiancé. And honestly, like, to me, it feels like it's like the quintessential piece of, like, pandemic media. Especially, it comes out at a weird time in North America. I'm not trying to accidentally flex here, but, you know, as we... Thank you for the .02 shot speed upgrade. You know, over here at least, as we start to maybe be coming out of it a little bit, or even more than a little bit, depending on where you live, it feels like you can almost look back on it and start to digest what happened over the past year and a bit, which is refreshing, but also, you know, the special goes into stuff like that, and, you know, you kind of remember what the last year was like, and it was very melancholy. But also funny. It's a great mix of being genuinely hilarious. It's not laugh out loud hilarious, like, you know, when a comedian... I mean, there's one joke in it about, you know, why don't pirates laminate their maps? That's maybe the most traditional kind of stand-up bit in it. The rest of it is more almost like, you know, you chuckle, but you feel something as well. I would definitely recommend it. I enjoy laughing. I'm still trying to make someone laugh for the first time ever. I think it would be an awesome feeling to create that kind of joy and entertainment. But a lot of the comedy specials that I've really liked over the past like 5 or 6 years have actually been like in the same sort of vein where they almost mix a little bit of like a, I don't want to call it real emotion, but it was a more somber melancholia instead of just like, well, I saw somebody at the bakery yesterday and I said, what are you doing? But, you know, I got a certain soft spot for that as well, of course. I really want this item. I really want it. Pencil's pretty good. Hold on. We didn't go into our curse room. Am I willing? I am willing. Right, we did go in, we just didn't get anything. Okay. No sweat. There's gotta be a way, in the future we'll probably find a way to be able to farm up Candy Heart a little bit. I know we're Lazarus, by the way, but with Candy Heart we might actually be able to get more stats by not becoming Tainted Lazarus, which causes us to lose all this HP capacity. Like, if you like, Inside by Bo Burnham, I would definitely recommend watching Mike Birbiglia's specials, Don't Think Twice, and the new one, both of which are fantastic in my opinion, if you haven't seen them. Very much more kind of traditional stand-up, although a little bit non-traditional. I'm not going to check this yet. Let's try to get a deal with the devil going here. But similar kind of vein of, like, you know, in the middle of a routine that makes you, like, laugh out loud, you get hit out of nowhere with, like, a mix-up of, like, genuine sadness. And you're like, you know, I think it makes the emotion that much better, but it also, or it makes the sadness that much better, but it also makes the comedy hit harder. Anyway, this is an overly pretentious examination of this. I would recommend it. Soul of Apollyon. I don't remember what it is you do. Okay, you give us a bunch of flies. For the room or for the floor? That's oh, until they die maybe, and they only do a couple hits each. That's not bad though. I mean, it's a nice help. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, that's why I'm a little tired today. You know, I watched the first 25 minutes of it 2 nights ago. Is this how we do this? Oh, you have to use the TNT to blow it up as it's getting across. That's hilarious. Should have thought about it for 2 more seconds, but it doesn't matter because I think we're going to get Lord of the Pit here anyway. I've been pretty solid with my predictions lately. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, and then like I watched the first 25 minutes on like Monday night. Then there was an hour left or something like that, and I was like, oh, you know, I'll watch until maybe like I'll watch 2 bits or something like that, and then I ended up watching the rest of the whole thing because I thought it seemed like the appropriate way to kind of interact with that piece of media. Well, I screwed up Baby Plum. I shouldn't have used it with such reckless abandon. And we can't really use bombs here. I think we're just gonna have to fight. It's not that bad. Hey, hey, hey. Keep it going. Keep it going. So that's where I'm at. I've also complained a lot about what's on Netflix recently, so I think I gotta give props to Netflix, even though I guess, like, to a certain extent they were only involved in the financing. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, I guess I don't think it matters whether we take those piecemeal. We are gonna check the deal with the devil just to see what we got. You know, the jokes at this point, I suppose they kind of write themselves. There is something to be said about Cain being conception here, because we do want to take damage in some situations regardless, right? In order to get Candy Heart to work. But for now, I mean, I'm feeling like we're in a... Actually, we've like inverted things. We're in an awesome position now. I don't want to use a bomb. I can live with it. We don't want to use a bomb because we don't want to screw up our chances to be able to go on the alt path here. Plus 0.06. Plus 0.15. I mean... Why is it that, and this is now the bit is going to be that we're doing some bad stand-up ourselves. Why is it that when you get a range upgrade, it's always like 0.15, and when you get a tiers upgrade, it's always like 0.06? It's like, boy, this upgrade sure is bad, but at least there's a lot of it. And then that's where you go, ha ha ha, and then I go... What a terrific audience. Hold on. Can we can't just go into our boss trap room here, right? No, it gets gated. Will we fight the boss? I think we should fight the boss. We know what the boss is. It's Bruce Springsteen. He was born in the USA. Wouldn't that be a shocker? There's a little Onion article for you. What about huge controversy strikes the classic rock industry as truthers demand Bruce Springsteen's birth certificate. Find out he was actually born in Saskatchewan. Look, I don't write for the Onion. I wish I did. Well, sometimes. Sometimes. I've noticed even I find the Onion pretty humorous. I don't know if anybody else is in the same boat. But on Twitter, their mentions are always, like, every single post, their mentions are flooded by, like, the Fall Guys social media army that says, like, dead game. But it's like, this is one of your rare misses, Onion. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Man with 3 half-empty jars of peanut butter at home buys new jar of peanut butter to take to the graveyard? Like, that's top-tier humor. I'm not being facetious. That's the kind of stuff, for better or worse, that tickles me in just the right way. We do have 1 extra bomb we could use, hypothetically. Hold on, I just want to make sure we're not dying. I find that not dying in a very John Madden capacity is one of the best ways for you to survive. And then you can do whatever you want here, okay? Like, I'm talking to the game right now. Let us speak, please. I was just gonna say, a damage upgrade would unbelievably hit the spot right now, so I think that they've done me an incredible service there. You might think I'm being a little whiny, but, you know, we are on the 3rd floor of the game, and we're 14 minutes in. This behind schedule. Data miner... saved. Data miner cost us a little bit, for sure, when it took away our tears up. Well, no, it did take away our tears upgrade, that's true. Alright, so with 1 extra bomb we can get Fool's Gold, but I don't know if I would say that Fool's Gold needs a buff, but I do think that unlike Tinted Rocks that tend to like pretty much universally be worth it, I would say that Fool's Gold remains situational. It depends on the amount of bombs you have, it depends on your need for fiduciary gain. But right now, I definitely, I gaze upon this run, and I think to myself that this is a run with a certain degree of capability. I think we should reasonably stand a pretty good chance to thrive here. Yes, okay. Why? Couple of reasons. We only lose 1 HP to get 9 lives, so just on its own merits, I think that's, like, very good. At least it ended up being worthwhile there. We also have a deal with the Devil Precedent already, so I think that, you know, the Guppy is something that stands a theoretical chance to actually happen. We've been becoming Guppy, like, a lot more infrequently, which is a weird way to phrase that, now that you think about it. What's going on here? There we go. Little mini Skolexes. But, you know, that's because we've been going with deals with the Angel and stuff like that, which definitely have a tendency, if not to be better, at least to be, you know, in the conversation for being better. Orange pill good, blue pill bad. Never mind. Actually, all pills are bad because they don't come from the loam. There you go. Nice save. Good one. I wish I had more banter stored up, but again, you know, we're kind of in that, we're mid-pandemic, mid-week. I also haven't been to, like, the grocery store recently, which is in, you know, this 17-month-long period where we've been inside a lot. The grocery store, you know, even more than typical, was a great source of banter for me. I got to try new foods, such as pirate booty. In the absence of having a cultivatable personality as the father of a young baby, and also, you know, being trapped inside and living life through a screen, I made my personality trying flavors of sparkling water, and without having access to that degree of self-actualization over the past couple of days, I'm lost and adrift. Sure, I could talk about how, given the choice, you know what? I mean, we actually, Kate and I, we had a good conversation on this the other day. She revealed something about my personality through a question that I thought was very astute. I do not think that Bubbly is the best brand of sparkling water. Not just because they slighted me on Twitter through a mission of interaction. However, just be dead, thank you. But I just think that, like, you know, some of the other brands are a little tastier, and I'm not trying to, you know, stoke that fire. If you like the Bubbly, I think the Bubbly's perfectly fine. I've consumed a lot of it in my day. But we ordered some pizza last night. If you just give me a moment here to not get wrecked. Since when is this floor so hard, man? We ordered some pizza last night because you know, just the baby schedule ended up being a little bit. No. Whatever, we beat the room. And we came back as Lazarus, so we got the stat upgrade. Okay, that's actually awesome. And the pizza place we ordered from, one of the reasons I'm stoked to order from the pizza place is because when you get your drink, I'm going to make a controversial play. Oh, never mind, that's extremely good. When you get your drink, okay, hear me out on this one. Of course, they got sodas. You can get a 2-liter Pepsi. You can get some, like, orange juice or something like that. Oh, baby. But you can also get a tall can of sparkling water. I've got to say, I am a big fan of the tall can, just in general. I think that I am a between 1 to 2 beers sort of guy. Sometimes, you know, one beer, I'm like, I could go for a little more. But the second one, I'm like, oh, I'm a little bloated. I think the tall can serves a great purpose there of serving that in-between space. And then, sparkling water, I mean, is just water at the end of the day. It's just water bubbles plus flavoring. I'm scared. So I feel like it's even less, you know, negative to overconsume it a little bit, except for the fact that, you know, you're paying for it, of course, but... Are you owned? You are owned. But Kate raised what I thought was a great question. She was like, now I know why you like ordering from this place. Because they got that tall can sparkling water. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. And then she was like, even though it's not your favorite flavor, would you rather have the best LaCroix or a tall can of bubbly? And I said, you know what? I would rather have the tall can of bubbly. You might think that I put on airs my eternal heart. But I live an honest life, you know? Well, that's things are falling apart here a little bit. I live an honest life. Just in general, I am a big fan of quantity. I was talking about it on stream as well yesterday. Okay, that's probably what we're looking for now. I was talking about it on stream yesterday, how, like, you know, people sometimes ask me things like, NL, what's your favorite candy bar to buy at the grocery store? They say, well, how do you eat your Twix? And I say, I don't buy Twix at the grocery store, not because it's bad for you, but because I'd rather buy, like, some Doritos or something like that. And you probably shouldn't buy both unless it's, like, Halloween or you're, you know, trying to do, like, a weird Nicolas Cage leaving Las Vegas thing. But instead of, like, drinking yourself to death, you're going to do it with, like, corn syrup-based snack foods. Okay, so we're cruising now. 1 second. Joker? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. This has changed everything for us. This is an amazing setup. Keeper's Elbow allowed us to get some awesome stats out of that as well. I mean, that is good, but I would love to get some Eternal Hearts to actually pop now. And it's really like a couple of things. One of which is, like, I understand, like, by weight and also calorically, you know, you're kind of looking at the same, or at least a similar weight for, like, a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup package versus, like, a, you know, single-serving bag of Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips or something like that. But something in my animal brain is broken and is like, yeah, but you only get, like, 3 Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And we went over this, by the way. This is not the meat and potatoes of the discussion. I guess in America, you get 2 cups of higher weight and size, and in Canada you get 3 cups of lower weight and size, but they're, like, proportionally almost the same serving size at the end of the day, or almost the same size per package. So it's not, you know, it's not what I'm not trying to get sidelined in the minutia like that. Anyway, you get 3 Reese's Peanut Butter Cups here, but you get a single serving bag of Sun Chips. Like, hey, I bet you get like 29 chips in there. I'd rather have the 29 chips. I don't know exactly what the exchange rate is. Certainly, I would rather, on a taste level, have 1 Reese's Peanut Butter Cup than 1 Sun Chip. But honestly, if you change the number to 2, I might rather have 2 Sun Chips than a single Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. But that's where personal preference comes in. But the average quality fan versus your typical quantity enjoyer. I don't know. It says something about me. I think, I don't know what, but it certainly does. Like, if you gave me the choice between 1 slice of amazing pizza or the return of the Pizza Hut lunch buffet where you could go and eat like 6 slices and have... There's a lot of things I hold to be self-evident, you know? One of them is that Pepsi has never tasted as good as it does out of a plastic pitcher at the Pizza Hut lunch buffet. It's the same, like, you ever go to Denny's as a kid And, you know, maybe your parents would order like a carafe of orange juice for the table. Classy like that. And the juice has never tasted as good as it does. I don't know if it's because it has the added taste of, like, you know, a loving family or something like that. But it changes things. The dynamic is totally different. Can of Pepsi, I sleep. Plastic pitcher of Pepsi served in those, like, you know, red cups. You know what I'm talking about. They're red and they're like mottled. Oh man, not modeled, but mottled. It's never tasted as good. I can't believe we didn't get hit there. It's like those. You know how you can have like now we're getting somewhere. It took us 25 minutes. You know what would be hilarious? What if you went over to like somebody's house? And bro, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna play this 7 times. I am. I'm gonna try it. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm gonna do it though. This could be funny. What if you went over to somebody's house, and then here's how the bit gets established, okay? Let's go! Just need to focus briefly. What if you went over to somebody's house, and they were like, hey, do you want anything to drink? And they're like, yeah, I'll have a... Do you have like a Zinfandel? And then they're like, sure. And they busted out like a Zinfandel glass or something like that, right? I think one more play maybe gives us access to what we're looking for here. I'm mixing bits, I apologize. And then another person's like, hey, do you have any like champagne? And they're like, sure. They bust out a champagne flute and pour him a glass of champagne. And then the third person's like, I know it's a little weird, but do you just have like a Pepsi or something? And they're like, I got just the thing for you. And they pulled out one of those plastic, red plastic Pizza Hut cups. And they were like, I don't know, it just tastes better. There's an appropriate piece of glassware for every drink. The bit could work. Don't shoot the messenger. This is, by the way, if we manage to make it out of this room on 1 HP, having not been hit, like, that's actually kind of miraculous by my standards. Both of these bosses have a tendency to annoy the crap out of me. I'm trapped. Thank you. I can't believe we did it. And look at that, more stats. And would you look at this? Never say I don't commit on this one. We're 27 minutes in. We're on like the 5th floor. We got the knife pieces. I was hoping maybe we could buy it. You know, for 3 cents, just for a modest statistical gain. Why not? We're gonna be fine. Hold on. Do I want to play one more time? We gonna celebrate? Oh yeah, we start the dance in. Like what the heck? What the heck was that sound? Did you hear the glass breaking? Second secret room. Red hearts? Not red hearts. Health up. Walking on sunshine. Perks. Bad gas. I can see forever. I want to try something with perks here. See if this works. It totally worked. Owns. Oh, well, we could have done this differently to save some spirit hearts, but okay, that was actually like a pretty amazing turn of events for me. I'm happy with myself. Maybe we got a little lucky there. I would never dispute the amount, you know, the role that luck plays. You know, excuse me, the average Daniel Kahneman fan. Here we are. This run's got everything the body needs. Keep in mind, we have so many, like, we got pretty decent stat items, but we also have so many different ways to get extra stats, like Candy Heart, Keeper's Elbow, which is not actually called Keeper's Elbow, but will forever be called Keeper's Elbow. I would definitely, like, HP is valuable. If we, I guess, yeah, that's true. We don't lose our Eternal Heart really anymore. But this is free Candy Heart action. It's not worth a lot, necessarily. Like, you know, I think Candy Heart is really only impressive in aggregate, but still. Shop is going to be our first priority for money. Because obviously, we get the extra statistical benefit out of it. I'm leaning forward now. It's like I'm going up against an opponent in FIFA. They got up on me 1-0, I said I sleep. They got up on me 2-0, now I'm like, real stuff. I wonder why it is. We can prognosticate here. I wonder why it is that you play better, or do you even play better? You at least feel like you're playing better when you're leaned forward. You know, on the one level, there might be... Forgive me, physics is not my strong suit. You're closer to the TV, okay? Or closer to your computer monitor when you lean forward. I'm not suggesting something ridiculous. Like, when you're closer to the TV, light has less distance to travel. All I'm suggesting is, isn't that true? No, all I'm suggesting is, you know, when something occupies more of your vision, maybe that gives you an advantage in processing, right? That sounds plausible to me. I'm not saying it's true, but it sounds plausible. I thank you. On the other hand, maybe, yeah, I think there's a lot of, you know, people are going to have an innate preference. Again, I talk about it a lot, but people's innate preference is always to explain away what seems to be a real effect by just coming up with possible biases and complications off the top of their head. There's got to be, like, you know, some kind of irony class there. Is like, I understand that the scientists found this, but did they consider X? And I'm like, maybe yes, maybe no. But anyway, I don't know if a study's ever been done on gaming prowess when you lean forward in your chair. Maybe yes, maybe no. But there also might be something to be said for, like, you know, when you lean forward, it activates, you know, the different part of your nervous system or something like that, and as a result you, okay, it's not amazing, but it's fine. As a result, you know, it sends a message to your brain and your body, like, hey, this is for real now, like, stop goofing around. Maybe? I think it's conceivable. A lot of judgments here. You know what, I bet if we blow up both judgments, won't we get, like, over a 50% chance? And in my human brain, over 50% equals guaranteed, so... Oh, the second one doesn't apply. Whatever, thanks for the 0.1 damage upgrade. Emperor card, by the way, very, very top tier. Like, I think we win this run now. Mausoleum Mom is mighty annoying, but, like, unless we give up our HP for, like, no good reason, I think we're in a very winnable spot. A spot I can't be too disappointed by. Derek, you. Derek, you. No deal, that's fine. We could replace trinkets at this point. We're getting close to the end. That's, if you have full health, HP gives you spiders. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm happy with Maggie's Faith right now, actually. Decided maybe I'm happy with Maggie's Faith. There's a real temptation in my brain. Hey, just skip. Just go. Use the Emperor card. Get the show on the road. That's impatience talking. Your own brain can be your worst enemy. We don't need to succumb to the pressure. If anything, one extra floor to, like, gather stats would be pretty incredible here. Well, let's take a look. So this is literally just true ending equals we get the dub. Okay. Oh, and the Guppy Dream is now back on the table. Looks like meat is back on the menu. What happened to the... Did I already pick up stuff from the Spirit Art? Sorry, I'm a little frazzled here. I mean, I think, you know, every run in Isaac is all about just having, like, a minimum viable threshold, right? You know, your skill, which for me varies a great deal, but sometimes is impressive. Sometimes is impressive, but in different ways. Your skill sets the minimum level of power, basically, that you need on a run in order to succeed. Have we passed that? Yeah. I definitely think so. And You know, Gimpy helps. Shears is really good on long boss fights against tanky enemies. We do have 9 lives. I don't think that actually... In fact, I've been through this before in co-op. 9 lives does not benefit us on that late game boss fight. It doesn't work like the Cuphead fight. But, you know, I can't deny the fact that we do have 12 damage. Justice is golden chess. Yeah. Why not? Okay. This is absurdly lucky. I was just about to complain about the fact, by the way. I went over to ask about the rule. I was just about to complain about the fact that, although my damage is amazing, my tiers aren't that impressive. And then, you know, you gotta go and raise my rate of fire by like 17% or something like that. That's a huge gain. They're really looking out for us here. I'd see that tinted rock back there. Don't let me forget that. Okay, looks like that's the end of our keeper's elbow strategies, but it was an extremely nice pickup regardless. Now we're good to go. So I will, we'll definitely just fight, like, on Corpse 1. Like, we'll use the Emperor card on Corpse 1 to just get to that item as fast as possible. Because we do get an item down there, right? That seems to make sense to me. You would skip the entire floor where you're unlikely to get any advantage in favor of getting the item as soon as possible, and then the time spent without an Emperor card at least has more time spent with whatever item you get from the corpse. Now, is unlikely to make any amount of difference. I'm applying an unbelievably disproportionate and inappropriate level of analysis to a video game that we're probably at a good position in to begin with. But it's episode 17,000. What do you want me to say, man? What do you want me to say? You ever listen to the Dismemberment Plan? Possibly the most misleading band name of all time, by the way. That's not to say they don't cover, you know, we're Guppy. It's not to say they don't cover some edgy stuff in the music sometimes, but it's definitely not just about, like, you know, chopping people up or whatever. It's a great band. Emergency and I, all-time classic album. Would highly recommend. You can put it on after you listen to Inside by Bo Burnham. Or after you watch it, I should say. Okay. So we're Guppy. HP is still pretty great. We didn't take Guppy's head. That's, you know, Shears is just better, quite frankly. What do you got for me in here? Nothing too special. Okay. This is a real test. Like, I want to see if we can get through this enemy without getting hit. Yeah, okay. We're probably completely fine. It's like an unbelievably good vote of confidence. Well, this is exciting. I don't know. I guess because all light side characters, you get an unlock for every piece of the post-it note, right? And then the true ending stuff, you or not true ending. The tainted characters, you only get an end, or you only get an unlock when you get specific things off the post-it note. You can say, by the way, 3,000 hours, but, like, keep in mind, most of that 3,000 hours was not spent, you know, poring over the tomes of, you know, the game INI files, like Samwell Tarly, learning to become a maester. Like, most of that was spent wondering, like, why it's the year 2021, but the speakers at the drive-thru are still so bad. Like, why does every streamer on Twitch TV have a microphone that, like, is crisp and crystal clear and etc. And then every McDonald's drive-thru in the world is still using, like, the same technology that Franklin Delano Roosevelt used to deliver his victory speech in 1932. Like, it doesn't... My fellow Americans, welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you? That's more of a... Well, I was gonna say it's more of a John F. Kennedy type impression, but I just kind of feel like all the presidents sounded like that back then. Or at least in my head, I'm like, they all sound like that to me. I'll admit, you know, I don't know if I've ever heard Harry Truman's voice. I have heard Franklin Delano Roosevelt's voice in the Hardcore History introductions. December 7th, 1941. A day that shall live in infamy. That's... he's got it... Has anyone ever told him that he sounds a little bit like JFK? They got a lot in common. They were both presidents. They were both involved in a war. That really narrows it down. Anyway, let's just finish this off before I get in trouble. We almost made it the whole episode. Just... Hey, I wouldn't say we're throwing away HP, but remember your tactics here. With the knives, we have a great technique. You just hang out in the corner, and then you have to dodge maybe like 4 shots instead of 25. Now on this, you know, you just break it into smaller pieces. We're just modularizing it. You don't have to dodge every shot all at once. You just have to dodge the ones that come in. It's like Guitar Hero. You get overwhelmed, you see a lot of notes on the screen, you think to yourself, there's no way I can play all these. Well, you don't have to play all of them right away. You just gotta play the ones that cross the, you know, the exit on the note highway. That one's pretty tough. Well, I'm not gonna beat myself up too much over that one. This is the dream. This is like where you're actually able to... Oh, that was bad. Where you're actually able to do some damage relatively risk-free. At least we got flies coming out. That's all I could ask for. What are you doing over there? That's way too close. Back off. Get your own sandwich. This isn't your purse. I don't know you. Alright. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is like the easiest corpse win I think I ever could have expected. I've been playing too much Tainted Lazarus, so regular Lazarus... You know, it felt like a walk in the freaking park. Tiny Toma, thanks you. Thanks you? What's wrong with me? Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. I'm gonna knock out another one real quick, so I'm not gonna bother you too much with the, you know, the end game here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya! I gotta get my mouse, though. See ya!